Welcome back, everybody. In case you forgot, Saturday is the 256th anniversary of St. Louis's founding. Since then, so many people contributed to the success of our city, but one of them was forgotten, in my opinion, until now. John Launius, president of Vidzu Media, part of the Nitrous Effect, is about to release the life and times of Missouri's Charles Parsons, Between Art and War. Very interesting book. I got an advance copy. I finished reading it last night, and John joins us along with Molly Kodner from the Missouri Historical Society, the archivist there. And I'm sure Molly has seen this guy for the past 10 years, almost every single day, as you were researching this book about this man who probably not many people know about.
That's right. Well, Charles Parsons really was one of the extraordinary figures of St. Louis who can be credited with creating the first art museum west of the Mississippi that brought art to St. Louis in a way that allowed St. Louis to grow culturally. Also, just his contribution through business and banking really put St. Louis on the map in the 19th century.
Children's Hospital, he was instrumental in that as well.
Yeah, so originally it was the Martha Parsons Free Hospital for Children, which he endowed to his wife, and then as that grew, obviously names change.
And he and his brother helped preserve the Union during the Civil War because they were the quartermasters here in St. Louis, basically, controlling troops and guns and armaments and everything from this city right here.
So they moved General Sherman's and General Grant's armies from St. Louis. Without their efforts, according to President Lincoln, we would not have won the war.
Mm-hmm. You're going to find out things that you never knew about St. Louis in here, and it's just amazing that this man was forgotten. And Molly, there's probably all kinds of people who have been forgotten through the ages, and people could research at the History Museum.
Absolutely, and that's the point that I want to make today is that, there's people like John who came to the Missouri Historical Society Library and Research Center to work on a book, but our collections are open to the general public, so anybody can come in. We get lots of genealogists, people doing house history research, and people researching the forgotten citizens of St. Louis and answering research questions.
Yeah, he is basically the inspiration probably from this moment on for more people saying, well, I'm going to go down and dig through the archives and also use Google, which you did.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm grateful to the Missouri Historical Society, the Mildred Lane Kemper Art Museum, who right now you can go to their museum, you can see the works that Charles Parsons collected and gave to Washington University. All this is here now. That's the extraordinary part, is connecting the 19th century to the 21st century.
Two of my favorite exhibits at the St. Louis Art Museum, this man was personally responsible for bringing to St. Louis the two mummies.
Hanat-Wajibu is the most extraordinary mummy outside of Egypt, and you can see it right now.
Yeah, his influence felt not only in St. Louis but Missouri and in the world, Missouri as well. And you're going to have a book signing coming up. This book is coming out when, on the 17th?
So it comes out the 17th, and then on February 26th, we're going to be at Subterranean Books for a signing. There are other events coming up in March. So if you just go to Facebook and @Parsons Book, you can see all the information.
Yeah, and with Valentine's Day tomorrow, if you ever want to really impress somebody, talk to this guy about incense. You talk. People buy chocolates and roses. Incense is where it's at.
It is. Well, the real pure natural incense. Actually, Chapter 9 in the book covers a lot of the collection that Charles Parsons collected around incense.
John, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks, John.
The original Renaissance man. Molly, thanks so much.
The Life and Times of Missouri's Charles Parsons, Between Art and War, details the life of one of St. Louis's and the nation's most influential, yet little-known figures. As a U.S. Civil War quartermaster and advisor to generals, politicians, and presidents alike, he was instrumental to the Union cause. As a world-traveling art connoisseur, he helped found the first art museum west of the Mississippi and donated his remarkable collection of American and European paintings and Japanese and Chinese art. And to this day, his philanthropic work and dedication to education live on in some of the country's grandest institutions. From his business failures in a riverside boomtown to his rise to national renown, this book tells his full story for the first time, with the attention and spirit the subject is due.